A path once unknown starts to unfold. Life begins to turn in a new direction. There are those who once had no connection to the spiritual life, yet today they are immersed in it. Sometimes it's the arrival of a luminous being, sometimes a dream, a line from a book, a silence that echoes. The shift may begin softly, in stillness, but it moves mountains. The Gyani shared that Bhaivir Singh Ji once said, "There was a time when I had no connection to religion at all. It had no place in my life." The Gyani reflected, "Even now, if you open one of Bhaivir Singh Ji's books, read just 2 or 4 pages, something shifts within. The scattered mind finds focus. The hesitant tongue regains strength. The faltering voice begins to return. This is not ordinary. It is the power of divine remembrance radiating through his words." Then he referenced Sant Prasad, a book by Sant Kartar Singh Kamliawale, son of Sant Sangat Singh Ji Kamliawale. In it, Bhaivir Singh Ji's transformation is captured with grace and intimacy. He recounts a tender, life-altering moment from his youth. At 15, Bhaivir Singh Ji lived with his grandfather, Gyani Hazara Singh Ji. A room was set aside for him. His life was simple: school, homework, food, play, sleep. Spirituality was not in view. One day he returned home to find an unfamiliar bed in his room. Curious, he asked his grandmother about it. She replied, "Friends of Gyani Ji have come from Harappa. They are deeply devout. One will be staying here a few days to visit Sri Darbar Sahib." The guest visited Guru Ram Das Pacha Maharaj, the Golden Temple, that evening. These beings do not linger. They arrive silently, bow in reverence, and slip away without announcement. But something of them remains. Their presence leaves a trace. That night, as Bhaivir Singh Ji lay quietly in his room, he noticed the guest sitting in Simran, softly reciting Soda Rehra Sahib. He later recalled, his face began to glow. It was as if the sun had risen in the room. I had never seen anything like it. He said nothing, but something inside him stirred. Over the next few days, Paisab observed quietly. At night, even in sleep, the guest would softly recite sacred verses. His Simran charged the air. Paisab began to sit beside him, drawn not by understanding, but by something more profound, something wordless. Then one night, the shift became undeniable. At midnight, Paisab awoke to find the guest again, immersed in Simran. The room shimmered. No lamp was lit. And yet, a golden hue filled the space. There was a warmth on his face, a soft brilliance, he said. It felt like the rising of the sun, not hot, but glowing with grace. His inner resistance dissolved. The skepticism faded, and a soft remembrance took root. The man stayed several more days. Then he prepared to leave. Paisab was home when the guest packed his belongings and loaded them onto a tanga. He turned to Gyani Hazara Singh Ji and said, "Gyani Ji, Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. I will send you a letter. When it comes, do not delay. Come immediately. He got onto the tanga, then paused, returned, repeated the exact words. And again, a third time, he stepped down, folded his hands and said once more, I will send a letter. Upon receiving it, come at once. Paisap didn't understand the urgency, nor what was truly unfolding. But a few days later, the letter came. His grandfather read it, rose, and said simply, the letter has come. I must go. And with no hesitation, he left. Only later did Paisap begin to understand. The guest had known. He had come to prepare his grandfather, and he had come to prepare Paisap not just for a parting, but for an awakening. Just by being in the presence of one who lived in bandagi, deep devotion, I began to change, Paisap said. Sometimes all it takes is presence, a few lines from a sacred book, the hush of Simran in a darkened room. The Jnani concluded, years have passed, generations have come, and yet Bhaivir Singh Ji's writings continue to anchor restless minds. Even today, if you pick up one of his books, read just 5 or 7 pages, you'll feel it. Stillness, clarity, a breeze in the storm. His words settle the mind, steady the spirit. Something within remembers, because when the true sovereign bestows grace, everything changes. As I listened to the discourse after 5 weeks of silence, I felt as though this hukam had arrived as a gift, perfectly timed with my return. When the perfect eternal Guru wills, then one contemplates Naam of the Beautiful. The Naam that once stirred in Pitaji through the presence of one luminous being stirred again in me through the voice of the Jnani, the remembrance of Pitaji himself, and the stillness that followed. May I continue to live in that remembrance. May gratitude become Simran. May Simran become breath. May Naam grace me.